Today we're going to talk about a little bit of respectability politics. Let's go ahead and get into that on today's episode of Undiagnosed Baddie, your what y'all favorite daily 10-minute podcast. Now, I have been trying to get some topics that are popular, that are trending. So, my ratings can go, not ratings, my views can go the fuck up. And so today took me a little bit longer. And sometimes I don't want to discuss shit, but it's what's being discussed. So we're going to discuss it, okay? So there's this thing about respectability politics, rules and regulations that come along with attending an HBCU. Now, it was, I believe, Tuskegee put something out this year that said there are no bonnets, no durags, no pajamas allowed inside the classroom. Basically, get your ass dressed, okay? So this comment is based off of that topic that's been trending because it's time for all the students to go back to school. So Nicole, not Nikki, says, so my question is, if pajamas, do-rags, bonnets are acceptable in public, why aren't we wearing them to the office, to church, to a nice dinner, the museum, a concert? I mean, let's take it all the fucking, like she didn't say fucking shit, but let's take it all the way if that's what we're going to do, right? So basically she's just saying, why are you all arguing the fact that you want to be allowed to, or think that it's acceptable to wear the do-rags, to wear the bonnets, to wear the pajamas? And that's why I have the muumuu on. Cause it's like, y'all know I get dressed for the show. I might wear the same thing 3-4 days in a row, but I get dressed, but I have the muumuu on today. I was like, this ties in with what's going on. I hate when Black people say what you're trying to do is to European standards, as if our motherfucking people didn't have standards before white people was even introduced to the world, okay? White people are new compared to us, to the people who have been on earth the longest. What I do want to say is this. Listen, you don't need to go to class with a bonnet on. You don't need to go to class with a do-rag on. When you go into the building, take your hat off. Don't wear pajamas. Also, it's just like, what are we doing that for? Nobody's saying that you have to be dressed to the nines every time. Nobody's saying you have to put on a suit every day. You have to wear work pumps every day, slits and tights and heels. Nobody's saying that. But what they are saying is wake up early enough, schedule some time in your day to look presentable to come out on campus. Because one of the things when you go to these schools, right, it's like we are preparing you for the world. Each schooling, right, each schoolhouse of a particular age, K through 8 or whatever, even in some spaces K through 5 or 6. Then you have, in some spaces 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, however it goes. And then you have high school teach you something different about what you're supposed to be prepared for out in the world. And in my opinion, okay, and in a lot of our opinions, a lot of Black people's opinions, native Blacks to this fucking United States say, put some clothes on. It's acceptable. I don't know if y'all remember, blue jeans didn't used to be the norm. To wear the blue jeans was absolutely dressing down, and a lot of people didn't own jeans. The fact that you can still look presentable with some leggings or some jeans every day, and then you choose not to, once you're paying all this money to go to a prestigious university, it's kind of ass backwards. What are we doing? There's so many, like, I fear like our parents did so much. I don't want to, it wasn't damage. Some people say the lack of parenting. And I know that my mother parented me. So I know what it's like to make sure that I'm presentable. And I talk about that shit all the time where I say, even when I'm at my lowest, you can't really tell I'm at my lowest because I'm supposed to present and show up and putting my best foot forward every time. That's why I don't think people really, this is get about me a little bit, really take me serious when I say, hey y'all, I need a fucking job. I need some help. I would like help in the area of my business, my podcast, looking for traditional employment. This entrepreneur, I've never truly wanted to be an entrepreneur, but here the fuck I am having to figure some shit out, having to make shit shake, but I'm still showing up looking like $1,000,000 every time. And I truly believe that's why people don't really take me serious when I'm asking for the help. Anyway, enough about me. Going back to what I was talking about. You're supposed to show up looking great when you do whatever it is you do. If your job is to go to school, did you hear me? If your job is to go to school and get an education, then you need to dress appropriately to that job, to that class, and have some self-respect for yourself. Again, nobody's saying that. I think people take it away, take it out of context because they want to be so extreme when it comes to showing up and looking presentable. Okay? And as a Black woman, sometimes it is hard to move to a new space and get your hair done and get quality work and find a stylist that you like. However, that's a part of life. If you were to get relocated for your job, you're going to have to do that there as well. Also, it brings out community. Who knows how? Who's willing to wash hair? Who's willing to braid hair? Who knows how to do extensions? And this is where bartering and community come in, and you learn how to survive. This is where you learn how to build community. It's not individualism, right? So when you have our young adults going into these places, that was what y'all was supposed to be doing when they was in school. A lot of parents aren't making these children adhere to the dress code, and they're getting dress coded every week at school. The skirts are too short, in my opinion, for certain learning environments. What are we wearing Crocs for? That's not, in a case of an emergency. Had to slow that down real quick. You need to be able to move, just like with toddlers in daycare. Even if it's the summertime, we need closed-toe shoes. Oh, you doing a sandal? Got to be closed-toed. There are rules in place for a reason. And as you continue to raise these children, as we continue to raise these children, there's a hard stop. There's a difference between dressing in a style of preference and being fucking presentable. To me, it's not respectability politics. It's about making sure that your people look good. Again, if we take it back and you take it back to different cultures across the globe, and you see how neat their cultural clothes are, how neat when you say the indigenous, right, with their feathers and their beading and just the cultural garb. Very fucking neat. Very fucking put together and intricate and ironed and neat. What? Ironed. Okay? Like, they were put together. And this is even when, quote unquote, post slavery, the people were dressing up. They were taking the worst of the worst threads, and they were in dresses, and they were in suits, and they looked amazing with the little that they had. So now that we can go and we have access to fast fashion and all of these different brands, why aren't we looking the part? Why don't we look the fuck nice? I don't know what be up with y'all, but I do like when people get dressed up. I do like dressing up. If anybody here wants to throw me any clothes, if I'm looking for some black sunglasses, owners, right? So we really got to get these sponsors up. We really got to get this going, y'all. So again, it's just me, and I am trying to figure out all of the things, because again, I do this daily. It's 10 minutes, do what you got to do while you listen to the podcast and the different topics are brought up. 365 different topics, y'all. We are, like I said, we are past 200 episodes, which is insanity to me. It's amazing. I'm doing it. We're doing it. I can't do this without y'all. I just want to say thank you. And I gotta have a question for y'all real quick. I don't know. I don't really have a question. Just leave your comments on what I was talking about. That's really what it is. We out here doing big things. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to all the people. And shout out to Leo season. I've been outside during Leo season, and I want to say, out of all the signs thus far, from Capricorn to Leo season, y'all been doing y'all big one outside. I appreciate it. I've been thoroughly entertained. I love y'all. Make sure you celebrate real good. Yeah. Sagittarius season coming up soon.